My people, my dear friends, today is Thursday, and that means that we are going to spend at least 45 minutes together. And of course, talking about things that we all want to talk about, to discuss. We're going to discuss the recent approvals that we got in the company. We are going to discuss the current trends that we have in the immigration field concerning the talent visas, the business visas, and investment visas. The main topic of today's conversation, of today's stream, is how to choose the immigration attorney, what factors to look at, and how to make the proper decision when we do this. And I see that Zuo is prepared with some questions. Very good, Zuo. I'm keen on seeing what kind of questions you have and what questions other people have. And of course, you guys know that the cost of my hour, the value of my hour is $1,000, and I'm willing to contribute that $1,000 that I don't make when I do the stream to you. Okay, so I hope you appreciate that, and of course we're gonna have a quality time. So let's start with the recent approvals that we have in the company. We have, sometimes guys, we have so many approvals, I can't remember how many we have. We definitely have at least 3 approvals this week. And the week is not over, right? We have one more day to go. And by the way, you'll be surprised that USCIS is working on Saturday. How do we know that? Well, we know that because we receive some approvals on Saturday, right? So the first, the second, and the third approval that I'm going to be talking about today, we got over the weekend, right? So it wasn't, it's not a part of the last week chronologically, because we do the streams Thursday to Thursday. All right. So let's take a look. We got an approval yesterday for EB1A, the talented engineer. He's a petrophysicist. Okay, a petrophysicist. Who is petrophysicist? This is a person from gas and oil industry. And of course, we have a 100% approval rate for the engineers because we just know how to do those cases. Okay, so if you are an engineer or one of your friends is an engineer, definitely we want to see them or you as a client in our company to get the petition approved. Okay, and for this petrophysicist, we filed 6 criteria. He had major press about him. He had judging the peer review of other professionals. He had some scientific publications, and he was speaking at the conferences. He had 2 critical roles in good companies in the gas and oil industry, and also he had some contribution in the field. And if you guys curious, what was his contribution in the field? His contribution was he created the scripts in Python to optimize the work at the gas and oil stations. All right, so he got approval for EB1A. Congratulations to our client. No RFE, so that was a great case. The second approval was also EB1A, and that's in the beauty industry, a talented master of permanent makeup. Okay, permanent makeup. You guys will be surprised how many cases in the beauty industry we have on the company. They probably take up about 20% of the load of the cases in the company, and that is a lot. Like right now, we are handling 229 cases at the same time. And if you're asking Stanislav, how is it possible to handle that many cases? Well, we have 100 people working in the company, guys, and also we have a very detailed structure in the company and the written down processes. So we are able to take actually many more cases than that. All right. So 229 cases is not the top limit for us to handle at this time. We probably for the 8 years of working in the industry, just specifically in the permanent makeup, not even the whole beauty industry, just permanent makeup, we probably got around 15 to 20 approvals. Okay, so a lot of cases in that industry, and we're really good at that. And if you're interested, those cases are best to be filed in Nebraska Center. Nebraska Center is more loyal to the beauty. I don't know, maybe the female officers are working there. Because guys don't really need the beauty specialist. Some do, mostly don't. Because guys think that they're so beautiful they don't need anybody else. All right, so I guess only ladies are interested in that. Okay, no problem. So the next case is also EB1A approval for a talented businesswoman in the field of real estate. Okay, so you'll be surprised that even in the real estate, if you're a broker or you're a realtor or you're a businessman or a businesswoman who is dealing with the properties, buying, selling, building the company, participating in the field events and stuff like that, we have 2 approvals like that for the past month, and surprisingly, both of these approvals are the partners. Okay, so if you are in a business of some type, be it a real estate, be it sport, be it even astronomy. If you make money on astronomy, like building the natal maps for the clients, I don't know, I've never done it, but I just reading online. So both partners in a good business with achievements and recognition can get the same EB1A. Okay, and this lady, she's a partner of her partner. He's a businessman. Both got approvals with no RFE. Okay, so this is really good. And actually, we got also approval. It's the 4th approval I forgot about. That's the E2 approval for our Canadian clients. They are in business of property management. Okay, and I do believe that E2 in the property management are the hardest approvals to get. Why? Because property management does not really take a lot of investment. Like, what do you need to manage the property? Like an office, a computer, maybe some software, maybe some marketing expenses. You don't need much, but for E2, we need to invest at least $60,000 if you're a Canadian, and probably over $100,000 if you're from another country. Okay, in this case, the investment was really, really low. It was probably even lower than $60,000. Don't quote me on that. I think it was around $55,000, which I think for E2 is very, very low. Nevertheless, we got it approved. We have 100% approval rate for our Canadian clients for E2 visa. Okay, and we filed at least a few dozens of those cases. All right, so we definitely know how to do those cases as well. Abdul, good morning, good afternoon from Calgary. Good. Abdul, Calgary in which country? Because I can probably remember at least a few countries with the city Calgary. So drop the country where you're from, because I think you did it before, but I can't remember. And also others, guys, please drop down your questions and drop down your location, where you're from, which country. Are you from UK? Are you from Africa? Are you from Pakistan? Are you from India? So let me know. So we've been discussing before the recent approvals. Abdul, Canada. Okay, that's what I thought. So Abdul, and if you have Canadian citizenship, you know what you can do with your E2 visa. Get it approved if you work with us. We've been talking about the recent approvals. So these are 4: 1 E2 visa and 3 EB1As. So let's now switch to the main topic of today's stream, and that is how to choose your immigration attorney or immigration company. And guys, I promise to you, this stream is not to sell myself. Okay, and I know some of you like commenting on YouTube in the streams like, "Hey Stanislav, you're really great seller. You're really good attorney and you're a great seller." Look, today is not about selling. Okay, I know I can sell well my services, and why can I do this? What right do I have to sell my services and not be shy about it? Well, the results that we get, guys. We get the results. That's the best selling point. Okay. If you spoke Russian, and you could watch my Russian YouTube videos, we have like 30 reviews from our real clients in Russian. Okay, for me it doesn't matter. You're from Canada, you're from Cameroon, you're from Argentina, from Brazil. I don't care. I'll get you approved from whatever country you are from. But because in the beginning of my career, we've been picking up so many cases with the Russian-speaking clients, and only a small part of those clients agreed to have like a stream on Zoom where they discuss the criteria in the cases, how we work together and everything. So we have more than 30. This is a lot. To get one is really hard. To get 30 reviews of our services and real clients who got an approvals, this is like impossible. This is mission impossible, okay? So that's why I'm proud of our services and I'm proud to sell them because I know that will get you approved with at least 90% success rate, okay? I know that. So that's why I'm proud to sell that. Okay, so let's talk about what you need to look when you pick and choose the immigration attorney, okay? And of course, I wanted to see, I see you dropping the questions. You don't really dropping your locations. Maybe it's a secret. You know, guys, I'm from Miami. I'm working right now from my office at home because Tuesdays and Thursdays I work from home, and the rest of the week I work from my office in Aventura. It's in northern Miami. I see a bunch of questions, so let's go with your questions first, and then we'll go to the main topic. Any update for stateless people? No updates. No updates. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there were any updates on this topic for a long time. I don't think that there was any change. So there is a separate law for stateless people to immigrate to the States. I'm honest with you guys, and you know I'm the most transparent attorney in the world, maybe. I'm almost, you know, I don't lie because I forget. Okay, I would love to lie and maybe trick people and maybe put myself in a better position. You know, don't get me wrong. That's it's kind of a joke. Yeah. But because I forget, if I don't say I remember the truth. I don't remember the lie. So I know if I say something untruthful, I'm gonna forget it. And of course, internet remembers everything. Okay. Internet remembers everything, so you guys gonna quote me and catch me, okay? And that's not my style, okay? That's why I never lie. So I always say the truth, and you guys can be 100% sure about that. So I've never done a case with a stateless person. I've got some requests. And who's a stateless person? Let's begin with that. A stateless person is someone who doesn't have any passport, any citizenship, right? So there is a law in the immigration code, in the immigration laws, that addresses that issue. But because I've never worked with the clients like that, I don't really know what that law says. I'm honest with you, okay? If I get like a serious request on that, and I see that there is a potential for the stateless person to come on a talent visa, on EB2 NIW, on EB5, whatever that is, of course we're gonna dig in. We're going to dig in, we're going to check the precedents, we're going to check the AAO decisions, we're going to check the federal courts, everything to make sure that we can bring that person, because I will never take a case if I don't believe in it, okay? I don't care how much money you want to pay for this case. And let me tell you this little story. Yesterday I had a stream on Instagram, and it was a stream with one of the directors in my company, a director of the Department of Communication with the clients, okay? And one lady in the stream, she's like, Stanislav, I came to your company for help, and you said that we're not going to take up your case because I don't have any criteria. And she was like kind of like, she wasn't like blaming me or anything, but she was like a little bit disappointed or maybe sad about it. And I said, look, her name was Anna. Like I said, Anna, look, what's let's think about it. What's best for you? To come to attorney with no case and he takes it up, or come to the attorney with no case and he says, look, I'm not going to take up your case because I think I cannot get it approved. What's best for you? And she's like, well, of course, she agreed with me, right? And of course, I have ethical and professional responsibilities to my clients, and that's the manifestation of that. Okay, when somebody in a real life stream tells you, "Hey, you didn't take my case because you said you don't believe in it," and it's like, "Well, that's my policy." Okay, that's the manifestation of my policy. Okay, so no updates for stateless people. Foxtrot Delta Crew. What did the real estate professionals satisfy for criteria for the EB2? Foxtrot, not EB2, E2. Okay, huge difference. EB2, this is immigration visa, one of the 5 categories, EB1, EB2, EB3, EB4, EB5. That's how you guys know. If the visa starts with EB, that means employment-based. Okay, employment-based. If it's EB category, that means it's a green card, it's an immigration visa. Anything else, B1, F1, M1, O1, P1, whatever, L1, E2, right? Those are non-immigrant visas. That means that getting those visas approved will get you legal stay in the US, and some of them will get you legal work in the US. Okay, so we got them approved for E2, the investment visa, where you need to invest a significant amount of money into the US economy to get approval for this visa. Okay, you can get EB2 visa in this sector also, right? But you have to have an employer if it's EB2, and if it's not EB2, national interest waiver. Because you guys know, if you watch my videos, that EB2 and EB2 NIW completely 2 different things. Okay, yes, there's some similarities, but the logic behind those visas are completely different. Oh yeah, and Foxtrot, you like EB1, but it was not EB1. Oh, EB1 for the client, for the businesswoman. So so what we proved in her case? Let me tell you. First of all, the critical role. Okay, she had a company where she was working in a higher top rank position, and that company was famous, was big in terms of selling a lot of properties. They have really good reputation in the industry. So that was the first criteria. Then she had a book. She wrote a book. That was the contribution in the field. She had some press coverage, about 4 or 5 articles in the press. She had some academic publications on her own. She participated, I believe, 1 or 2 competitions as a judge. She had won award in a business field back in Russia. And I think she was a member of some professional association. Okay, so why am I saying those criteria? I could just say Foxtrot, EB1A is very individual and it's different for each kind of person. So if I tell you her criteria, it's not going to work for you. No, I'm not like that. I'm saying those criteria that she's satisfied because I want to make sure that you guys understand that EB1A, the extraordinary talent person visa, in business field, you do not have to have a multi-billion million business. Okay? You don't have to have it. You may be a top manager in your company. You may have a business. It doesn't have to be big, but you made your money on that business. All right. So being a talented business person does not mean that, like, oh my God, everybody knows about you, that you have a recognition like as a millionaire. No. To be honest with you, maybe I've got, for my career, maybe I got 2 or 3 cases where my clients were like really rich, wealthy people, like really like millions and millions of dollars. So yes, it's if you like that, great, you'll get an approval, right? But most of my business clients for EB1A, just really good businessman. And guys, I have a mantra. You know my mantra for EB1A and for O1 and for EB2 NIW. Let's repeat it again. I'm saying it almost every stream. To get approved for EB1A, O1 or EB2 NIW, you have to be only a good professional in your field. Not even great, okay? A very good or very good professional. That's more than enough to build your case around that, okay? So no Nobel Prize, no Grammy, no like some crazy recognition worldwide in a solar system. No, that's not about that. We have criteria, we can prove them for each category of our clients. Okay. How much money to hire an attorney? I need to start from beginning from zero in USD. I don't know about other attorneys. I can tell you my prices. Okay, we have two set of prices: $11,000 for non-immigrant visas and $13,000 for immigrant visas and L1. Okay, so L1 is non-immigrant, but the price for L1 is on the level of immigrant visas because it's a lot of work. L1 visa is huge. There's a lot of paperwork, so we have to charge more. So 11 and 13. That's the cost of hiring myself and my team. Okay, and we have additional services that you can purchase also, but that's enough to get an approval. Okay, so that's how we work. Okay, let's go further. You guys so active today, Jesus. Will I have the time to go on the main topic, how to choose an attorney? Maybe in short, because to be honest, guys, I prefer you asking me questions than going on my main topic. Okay, if I see that we exhausted the questions, I'll get back to the topic. If not, let's go by the questions. Mr. Sanayal, what kind of an engineer will be eligible? Someone with 17 years of experience in a multinational IT company, master's degree. Mr. Sanayal, if you remember my mantra, that every good professional can get approved for any or some of the talent visas. Okay, so if I hear and about engineer, I don't know which, maybe IT software engineer or whatever that is, with a master's degree, with a 17 years experience in an international company, that's the very least EB2 NIW. Okay, that's the very least. Maybe it's O1, maybe it's EB1A, depending what kind of how your career developed. Okay, make sure that you fill out the free evaluation form. Okay, and guys, you remember and you know it. I have in my company a free service. Basically, it's a free consultation. Okay, something that other attorneys want you to pay them $300, $400, $500 just to tell you if you qualify. Okay, we don't do business like that. We have a free evaluation form. Yes, it's big, but without that information, I cannot assess your case. So make sure that Mr. Sanayal, if you have not done it yet, because I see that you have not done it because you're asking this question. Fill out the form. It's actually I just dropped the link on the bottom of the comment section. You can use both links. Fill out the forms. I'll look at your case, and within 2 days, I'll get back to you and tell you, hey, Mr. Sanayal, that's the programs I think you're good for. Let's meet at the complex immigration planning. Oh, I'm stateless person living with expired residency in the Middle East without any rights to live. I'm really sorry about that. Yes, there is recent changes. Okay, let me put it down. Let me put it down. I'll take a look. I'll take a look what happened with the recent changes. Maybe the Congress made some law. Maybe a president did some execution order. I'll take a look and I see what's going on. So let me put it down. Stateless person. Okay, good. Could you help me research ways I could help? I would love to hire you to tell me how much I need to save. La la la. Definitely. So, let me first take a look and see what's going on. And please fill out the free evaluation form. Okay, because once I know that because if you don't qualify for any type of visa that I'm working at, and by the way, guys, make sure you hire an attorney who specializes at visa that you want to work with, okay? Because immigration attorney, the title immigration attorney, provided the person is licensed, okay? Stanislav is of course licensed. The license number is 118908 in the state of Florida, okay? So make sure the person has a license. So it's not a paralegal, or it's not some kind of immigration consultant. And guys, there's a lot of people like that, and there's a lot of fraud. A lot of fraud in the immigration field. Please do not fall for that kind of stuff. Do not fall for cheap prices. If you know that Stanislav charges $13,000 for EB1A, and then some random guy who poses as an attorney tells you, hey, I'm going to charge you $5,000, that should raise a big red flag. Big red flag. No attorney ever is going to do the case for EB1A who is in the right state of mind, who is licensed, who knows what he is doing, and who knows how much work that involves. He will never do it for $5,000. Okay? That's not to cover any cost. The cost of that case is not even that. Okay? So don't trust the price. Trust the license, trust the experience of the attorney, and trust the specialization. Okay? I think specialization is what matters the most when you pick an attorney. Let's say, you come to me and say, hey, Stanislav, can you do P1 visa for me? And I know what P1 visa is, and I know that it's much easier than O1 visa, but I've never done it. Okay? I've never done it. So I'm going to tell you, look, I would love to take your money, and I would love to you hire me because we're professionals and we know what we're doing, but I've never done it. Okay, I've never done it. I recommend you go and find an attorney, or I can go and find him or her for you, who knows what they're doing. Okay? Or if you hire me, you hire me with understanding that I'm going to do the research, I'm going to find the ways, and I'm going to file this case, and most likely I will get you approved. Because P1, it's like, like to get EB1A approved, it's like a brain surgery. Okay, and to get P1 approved is like put the stitches on your finger. Okay, so that's the scale of those things. Like we do P1As, but we don't do P1s, right? But we can do them in theory. But again, I will be honest with you. Look, I'm not doing those visas. All right, that's I do EB1A, I do O1, I do EB2 NIW, L1, E2, EB5. That's it. Like 6 visas. Sometimes we do EB2, EB3 with the PERM labor certifications, but again, we don't do anything else. So I'll be honest with you. Okay, so make sure that you do the free evaluation. SRLEB. I had C1D visa. I believe it's a crew member from the ship since 2015, and B1, B2 since 2019. B1, B2 is a tourist visa. I would rephrase, does it make any difference for the future visa as a skilled worker hire? Or does it make chances higher for approval of a work visa? SRLE, which work visa? Because all visas that we're talking about, they're all work visas. O1 is a work visa, L1 is a work visa, E2 in a sense is a work, yes, it's an investment, but again, you have to work in your company, and all EB visas are work visas. So which one? I assume you're talking about EB2 or EB3, okay? Because that's the term a lot of people address those visas, because it's a labor certification and a PERM, so it's a work visa. But in fact, all of them are work visas, okay? And by the way, yes, I do EB5. Definitely, yes, I do EB5 visas. We pick up at least 1-2 EB5 visas a month, okay? And we work really closely with the regional centers. We know the best regional centers in the industry, and we also work with the active investment with EB5 when you actually invest in your own business. So yes, thank you for reminding me. That we definitely work on that. Okay. Let's move on. O1, EB1 is Einstein visa for professors. Oh, I don't know if it's a question or a comment. You don't have to be. We do EB1A. There is EB1B. There is EB1C. Okay, we actually do EB1C also. I don't mention EB1C often because L1 and EB1C is almost the same as O1 in EB1A. Okay, so those are like sister visas. There is a EB2B visa for professors, but you have to have an employer. Okay, you have to be either researcher, professors, and an employer. And again, I've never done one. Okay, I know they exist. For whatever reason, we never dealt with them. Maybe it's a matter of the future. Mr. Sanyal, location Germany, citizenship India. Okay. Guys, by the way, I'll get back to this question. If you were born in India, but you have a citizenship of another country and you gave up your Indian citizenship, it's still, for the matter of immigration process, you are Indian citizen. Why am I saying this? Because let's say, Sanyal, you don't say that you're a German citizen. German citizen. You say you're Indian citizen, but let's say you got the German citizenship. That doesn't mean that they're gonna look at the visa bulletin as if you're a German citizen. They're gonna look at the visa bulletin as if you are Indian. Okay, very important. Because why I'm saying this? Because just yesterday I had complex immigration planning, and again, nobody is offering this type of services in the immigration industry. We are at the front edge for this type of things. And there was a UK citizen with an Indian background, born in India, and he had like a fantastic EB2 NIW case. Like wow, like 24 years experience with a data leakage protection, like cybersecurity, with a great project, a lot of big international companies, with a great education. Like I grade those cases A, like grade A. Okay, so I was like wow, and this and that, UK citizenship, and then he says, oh, and by the way, when I was living in India, and I was like, wait, so now tell me more. And he was like, yes, I was born, and then I was naturalized in UK. I was like, oh my God, bad news for the client and for us, because such a great case, which we would get like 99% approval for such a case, and 10 years backlog for Indian citizenship or a person born in India. Okay, so I know it's sad because some of you having different citizenships but born in India, you get a backlog for EB2 and EB3 category. You're still good for EB1A. And by the way, I know some of you guys are worried about visibility and like switching 2022 to 2012 for EB1A. It's a mistake. Okay, I think it's a mistake. I don't know, don't quote me on that. I think it's a mistake because it cannot be that in July visa bulletin for India it's 2022 backlog for EB1A category, and then suddenly next month it's 2012, like 10 years difference. No, it doesn't make any sense. It's illogical. So I think it's just a mistake. Okay, let's move on. Zuo, currently working with Shamaev Business Law. Zuo is working with us and his team. Incredible focus on details. So far, my issue is with communication with the team. Still looking forward to submission EB1A. Zuo, definitely. I'm also your case for EB1A. And again, guys, if you're my client, I will never ever say your name or release some confidential information, or never. Like for me, it's a taboo. We're very professional on that. But if somebody is openly my client, and Zuo is openly my client and raising some issues, we can discuss them. And I'm always open to constructive criticism. Okay, constructive criticism I think is the best because we can grow. We never turn our back to the constructive criticism or negative feedback. Okay, never ever. We always use that as a point of growth because, and who does that? You guys do that. You help us grow, okay? Because we do things every day. Sometimes we miss things, and I mean, like mistakes, like in the communication and things like that. And that is why we have a department, the quality control department, okay? Quality control department in my company, where if something happens, like Zoo is saying, hey, Stanislav, there is an issue with the communication with your team. And I'd be like, what? Like, oh, wow, what? What happened? Okay, what happened? The best way to address anything, and no, we're people, we're not robots. And hopefully soon we'll have robots doing your cases, that there will be no problems, okay? Artificial intelligence. But we're people, sometimes we miss something in the chat, sometimes we didn't address certain things, and it may look like we're doing something wrong. Very good. It's great if that happens. All you need to do, in your Telegram group, Zoo, and you know it, right? And I'm telling everybody how it works. There is a link. The best and the fastest way to address something where you were wronged by my team or by me or anybody who was working on your case is to write to the quality control department. I guarantee that within days after you address certain issues, we're going to do the investigation. And who is going to do investigation? An independent person in the company, in a quality control department. And the quality control department does not report to no one but me. Okay? They're not going to report to the director in the execution department. They're not going to report to the director of the strategy department. They're going to report back to me. Okay? And if I say something wrong, we're going to deal with this. We're going to get back to you. We're going to apologize if we made a mistake. We're going to acknowledge it. We're going to give you more time on the contract. We're going to address the certain issues that we had. And we're going to promise that we're going to change the process so the future clients don't have this issue. So we actually ask you to do this. We request you, or maybe even require you to do this, because it's not only you, it's all the future clients in the company. Okay? We're very open and we're glad to get that. So, Zua, you're going to get approved for your cases. I cannot guarantee, but you're going to get approved for your O1 and for your EB1 in the future. No questions asked. Thank you for good feedback and a negative feedback, because we want to grow. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you. Foxtrot, thank you for clarifying. Was asking because I'm also in the real estate field. Yes, Foxtrot, make sure you fill out the free evaluation, please do, and do it now. Don't postpone it if you haven't done it yet. So I'll take a look and I see. Emily, how much movement is expected for the October visa bulletin for EB3 categories? For EB3, I do not expect much movement, because historically EB2 and especially EB3 and especially for unskilled employees has been backlogged. Okay, historically they always been backlogged. So if there will be movement at all, it will be very small. Okay. Small compared to the whole backlog, because now is May 2020, so more than 3 years. Maybe if it moves more than 6 months for EB3, I will be shocked. Okay, I will be shocked. If it moves more than 6 months for EB2 NIW or for EB2 category in general, I will be like, okay, I think this is a good trend. I will not be surprised if EB1A becomes current. I will not be surprised if EB2 category moves 3 to 6 months. Okay, I will not be surprised if EB2-3 moves less than 6 months. Okay, I will not be surprised. If it moves more, I'll be like, okay, something is going on. Okay, let's take a look. What else? Hey Jude, there are 2 EB5 visas. Yes, yes, I'm going to address it. Passive investment and active investment, is that right? Yes, hey Jude, actually there are more than 2. Okay, and it's the same EB5. It's the same EB5. There are subcategories to that visa. And the passive and active investment, those are large categories. Within active investment, there is even more than just investing in your new business. There is a subcategory of actually purchasing a business. And I bet you guys never heard that you can purchase the business for EB5 and still qualify. There is some tricks in that. Today is not the topic on that, but there's much more. The reason why I'm calling EB5 on the passive and active, just to not to confuse you guys, because if I start going deep in those details, you're gonna like, oh my god, this is too much. So yeah, but when we meet at the complex immigration planning, then I'll be like more giving you more information in detail. Oh, I'm not extraordinary individual. Sadly, can't file for EB1 or NIW. Well, yeah. Well, so start working on that. Oh, start working on that. Yes, I do EB5. I already said that. And Zoo tells to, oh, I thought the same in my class. I will advise you fill the form to be certain. Yes, guys. Zoo, like I said, is our current client, and he did the same. How Zoo became our client and how he's going to get approved already, like very soon for his petition, because he got a free evaluation first, and he was thinking like, oh my god, like I'm just doing. That's what Zoo was thinking. I'm just doing my thing. I'm just doing my thing. I'm not talented. I don't have anything special about my things. I'm just doing what I like. And let me tell you guys, 70-80% of my clients are thinking the same way. They're just doing their thing. They're just doing their engineering. They're doing their IT. They're doing their business. They're doing their innovation stuff, whatever that is. And because you're just doing that thing and it's a routine for you, there's nothing for you, it's nothing special. But objectively, looking at your career, at your things in the past, your projects, your current employment, how much money you make, what kind of exposure you got to the industry, you may not know that you may already satisfy 4 to 5 criteria for the talent visa. And that is why, guys, we have a free consultation. It's called a free evaluation. You fill out the form. I look at it and I tell you, hey, and he say, hey Jude, hey Jude, okay? Hey Zoo, it was back like 6 months ago, 7 months ago. Hey Sanyal, you qualify for this visa, okay? You qualify for these 2 visas. Yes, maybe we need some improvements in your case. Yes, maybe you need some extra achievements. But that's the purpose of the free evaluation, for you to understand if there is a chance, if there's a potential. And we can build on that. And you will get a written strategy where I'm going to tell you, hey, these are the programs you qualify for. These are criteria you satisfy. We need to work on this, and that. And that's how you're going to get the 90% success rate on your petition. Okay? So, and you guys, let's go back on this topic with the main topic of today's stream. How to pick and choose your immigration attorney, immigration company. Well, listen to what attorney is telling you, okay? If your attorney is telling you some shady stuff, some fishy things, okay, we're gonna write it like this, and you didn't do this, okay, we're gonna make it look like you've done this. Never work with the attorney who is gonna advise you to lie or fake your paperwork, or to lie on your paperwork. This is a huge red flag. Why? Well, you can probably get an approval with this attorney. I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't judge. But if that attorney is doing this to you, he has been doing that for a long time, maybe with a lot of people. And let me tell you guys, always such attorneys get the FBI agents pretending be their clients and going to them with the microphones. And trust me, I've seen so many cases like this. So they go to those attorneys, they record what they say, what they advise them. If they want to fake their paperwork, if they want to put some fraud in the paperwork, they expose them. They put them in prison, they put them in jail. and everyone who have been their client in the past become the target. Okay? So, if you're working with an attorney like that, or if you got an approval with an attorney like that, the FBI and USCIS and DOJ and DHS coming after you. Okay? They came after him, now they're coming after you. So, run for it doesn't matter if that attorney has 20 years of experience, if he has a license, if he's well known in the industry, if he's well recognized, does not matter. What matters is that you will be targeted. And it wouldn't matter if he lied in your petition or if he didn't. You will become a target. And trust me, you don't want that to happen. You don't want that. So make sure you listen carefully what your attorney tells you, and make sure he does not tell you something you don't understand, or something is fishy, or God forbid something clearly illegal. If something's clearly illegal, run. Yeah, I got fired up, guys. I got fired up. So good. Okay. Emily. Sam, I add you on WhatsApp once I'm financially capable of hiring you. Yes, definitely, guys. I'm gonna tell you this, guys. It has never been. It is not, and it will never be cheap to immigrate to the States. I'm honest with you. Okay, you cannot think that changing your life and the lives of your generations in the future is going to be cheap. Okay? No, it's going to be very expensive. Very expensive. Okay? So make sure you guys financially stable to do this move, because first of all, expenses with the attorney, expenses with improving your case, expenses with translations, expenses with the government fee, expenses with moving to the States, expenses with staying in the States, and expenses to become integrated in the US society is going to be not cheap either. Okay? So you have so many categories when you have to spend the money. So make sure you're ready financially, because otherwise, you know, there's a cheap way to do this, to cross the Mexico-US border. Okay? People think it's cheap because, oh, I don't have to spend anything. Well, this is a big problem here right away, because that's not only cheap, but it could be much more expensive than the legal way to do this. And most importantly, it could be very, very expensive, and most importantly, with no result. Okay? So, guys, if you ever think to run across the border, to cross the border, to ask for asylum, whatever that could be, think 3 times, not twice. Think three times and see if there is a way you can do it legally. Normally, with a 90% approval chance if I qualify you so. So, I mean, I can spend the whole stream explaining you the problems with that, but just trust me on that. Emily, if I'm not mistaken, the 10-year retrogression for the Indian EB1A, it's clearly explained in the footnote of August visa bulletin. India has met at 7% cap, and since rest of the world retrogressed, so no extra. I'll take a look, Emily, because we've been checking visa bulletin for a couple of days in a row, and that thing changed back and forth. Okay, and the footnote you're talking about, it appeared. I see the footnote. Honestly, I didn't pay attention to it. Okay, and then it disappeared. Okay, so we are in unknown if that's a mistake or if it's been done purposefully. Okay, because if it's done purposefully and that's the thing, that's a big problem. Big problem. Hey Jude, good luck, Zoo, with your application. Well, Zoo does not need a luck, guys. He has me. Okay, That's better than any good luck. Emily, visa to go cross to the India category to the 10 years retrogression is not a mistake, but it will move in October, also stated in the visibility. All right, good. All right, good that you guys put time and effort to actually study those things. Okay, it's good because it's your case, guys. All right, let's be clear and honest with that. It's your case, and if you do not put time and energy to actually studying the criteria, everything surrounding the immigration process, I mean, it's going to be a mistake not to do that. So, Emily, you actually impressed me with the time and effort that you put into that thing. Okay, let's move on. Zuo, looking forward to a great conclusion. So far, Shamaev business law team is excellent when it comes to the strategies and the presentation. We'll make a video after approval. Yes, that's what we're talking about. Gabriela, hey Jude, it's like that Beatles song. Okay, you guys start building the community already in the little chat, and you guys know me. I always encourage you to exchange the information, exchange the emails, exchange the WhatsApp phone numbers when I give you this opportunity, and I give you this opportunity mostly in two things, two methods. Is my streams and my webinars, okay? And if you guys haven't been to my last webinar on business immigration, oh my God, what a blast. Like, we had such a blast on that webinar. There were like a lot of people, like more than a couple of hundreds from all platforms. And guys, like, people were exchanging emails right and left, the phone numbers. There were people from the same countries. It was amazing. It was like, look, like for me, it was like music to my ears when I saw the people like getting together. Like, okay, we have something in common. We know Stanislav. We watch his YouTube videos. We on his Instagram. We know he's doing great, and we come to the same webinars. We meet from the same countries. We maybe have the same visas. Guys, that's what I'm talking about, building the community. And we're building the community here for our clients. We have an exclusive business club for clients who got approvals from us, okay? We already started it, and everybody who gets approval with us, you become a member with this exclusive closed business club, okay? And we make events, we make online, offline events. I mean, for me, it's more about bringing all you together and building that community with the same spirits. We love America. This is the great country. And you get approval from me, okay? If you didn't get approval from a company, you're not becoming a part of that, all right? I'm sorry. I mean, you can do something on the side, but we get together with everybody who's been with this process with our corporation. And by the way, Zoo is going to become one of the members as well. All right, let's see. Emily, 6 months movement for EB3 with the filing date of May 1st, 2023. But understand your line of thinking, though. Yeah, Emily, I'm looking only at the history. Okay, and actually, what's happening right now is kind of unique because there are some things that never happened before with the pace, with the things, with the volatility. So we can speculate, we can make some foresight and maybe some predictions, but honestly, nobody knows. No one knows. Only 15th day of each month we'll open up the visibility, we'll look at it, we'll read it, and like, okay, that's what happened. So, but it's always good to to put the thought behind it. Hey Jude, to Gabriela, Kozkar, it is the inspiration behind that username. Okay, you guys discussing your usernames. Okay, that's actually pretty funny. Where can we file the form? Guys, the forms for the free evaluation, they in the chat. Look at the messages from me and you'll see the links and they say the free evaluation form or I drop you the links to my social media. So scroll up. I'll repeat the links also in the chat so you don't miss them. Foxtrot, have you gotten a fresh graduate master's with little experience approved for a talent visa? Foxtrot, Talent visa, if you're talking about EB1A or O1, the education doesn't make any difference, okay? We get approvals for EB1A for people with no education whatsoever. IT, most popular. Businessman, very popular. Because if you didn't get education, all you can do is do your business, right? Or sweep the floor. So you gotta choose, right? So IT, oftentimes, either education that doesn't work or self-educated. Business people, just because if you're entrepreneur, you're usually entrepreneur from a young age and you don't need the education. And the third category is beauty, like nail masters, eyelashes masters, permanent makeup, stylist, colorist. A lot of times they either have no education or like some certifications. Okay, so EB1A, no problem. EB2 NIW, which is also talent visa, that's a little bit different. Why? Because it's possible to get approval for fresh masters for EB2 NIW if you really have a good proposed endeavor and your masters, all your education, you've been working in that industry, in that project. Okay, like maybe in theory, publications, dissertations, things like that. Yes, it's possible. Did I get the recent cases like that? No. I have not. Usually EB2 and NIW, people with a bachelor's 5 years degree, 5 years experience, or masters with some experience extra on top of that. Okay, so it's possible. It's quite rare though. Things should line up for that to happen. Okay. How much time it takes for you to do the free evaluation? 2 days, Mr. Sanyal, 48 hours. That's what I'm, because sometimes you guys send me like 50 and I'm like, oh God, I work all day, I'll do the streams, I do the content, I work on your cases, I draft memorandums, I check your documents with the current clients, and 50 like forms. So I need like 2 days sometimes to do the work. So not more. Rarely I go beyond 2 days. Sometimes weekend may interfere, but usually about 48 hours. So you guys you're already discussing your age. All right. Okay, so maybe Gabriela and whoever you guys talking to, maybe you exchange the phone numbers and maybe you become good friends. Real estate good for the Foxtrot. Okay, you guys talking about yourself. Okay, Zua, you're welcome. I see Guy. Hello, how long is it taking you for you to get back? Okay, I answered that within 48 days. 2 weeks ago. Well, this must be a mistake. See Guy. If you can write down your email or the phone number from where you sent your evaluation form, and I'll address that. I apologize. Again, guys, we're people. Okay, so maybe the manager, maybe the employee just missed that because I don't get them immediately. My employees, they pass them on to me. So it could be just a factor, a human factor. So see, Guy, if you don't mind, just give me your either email if you mentioned that in the form, or better your phone number, your WhatsApp, and I'll definitely address that. And I'm sorry, it doesn't really happen with us. Monrock Supply, hi, I have Empire, and those of you, maybe I missed the second part of the question. For some of you who did the same, give me your just in the comment section, or if you don't want to expose your personal information, write me on my Instagram. Okay, do it on Instagram, just in direct message, and I'll take a look. Moonrock Supply, hi, I have Empire Export Business. I like the word empire, actually. That sounds pretty cool. From 2010 in India. Is there a possible to open business in USA while I'm here of F status? Absolutely, guys. You don't have to have any specific status while you're in the US to open up a business. Moreover, you don't have to be in the US at all, okay, so to open up a company. Absolutely. Moonrock, your case sounds like L1 visa, like L1 visa. So make sure you fill out I'll ask the moderator. Please drop the evaluation form for business visas, so the Moonrock can fill it out, and I could take a look and see if there is some connection with the L1 visa. So that could be something we could help with. Okay, all right, guys. I don't know what happened to you today, because last stream, I understand last stream was more about sports, but again, even if I give you the certain topic of the stream, that means that maybe we can spend 15-20 minutes on that. The rest we usually spend on your questions, okay? Or I tell you about approval, some changes in the law, you know, some good value stuff. So make sure, even if that topic doesn't fit you, like Zoo, like, okay, I'm not a business, I'm not an athlete, I'm not a sportsman, like I'm a businessman, all right? Yes, but we're gonna talk about sport this much, and the rest we're gonna cover other things, okay? So guys, make sure you don't you don't mind the topic of the stream, because there's gonna be so much more, okay? And I see today you guys been very active, and I love it, because you see we're going back and forth, different visas, different categories, and there's a lot of information floating. So that's why you have to come for each stream. Okay, so let's take one or maybe two more questions, because it's time for borscht. You guys know me. After our streams on Thursday, I have some Russian food, and you know I love my Russian food. And we have a nanny from Ukraine, and her food is. I'm always waiting for my lunch. Hello, I'm looking into getting E2 visa. Okay, from Latvia. Very good. We have approvals from Latvia for E2 visa. I'm thinking to buy a trucking company. You guys know my opinion on trucking companies. I'm not gonna repeat it, but just to become owner-operator. Okay, no problem with that. I have enough finances, but I want to enjoy it. You think it's a good start? I think that any type of business for E2 visa, which you know what you are doing, is a good start. Okay, it's always a good start as long as we can show that you're gonna invest at least $100,000, and at the time of filing you have spent at least $60,000-$70,000. Okay, so it's not enough to put that money on a checking account of your company and say, hey, I invested. Invest and spend 60 to 70% of that amount. Okay, critical for approval. And of course, we have to prove how you made that money. Well, since you're from Latvia, usually in Latvia, you know, people pay taxes and good with the sources of funding. No problem. Okay, so we have proof of your funds. We understand how you made that money. You have the company in the US and you're from Latvia, you can come on ESTA, Visa Waiver Program, open up a company, open a bank account, transfer the money, invest a certain amount of money in your company, and have the business plan for 5 years. Okay? Bingo. That's the recipe for approval, and definitely this is a really good start as long as we can satisfy all these criteria. Okay, guys, I'm ready for borscht. So thank you for all the questions, guys. Thank you for being active. Today was good, a lot of value, and I feel like I didn't waste my $1,000, which I make an hour. And you guys know I'm up on. I'm even telling you how much money I make, you guys. You can calculate the normal work week and see how much Stanislav money make, because he's telling you that, okay? So thank you for good questions. I feel like I didn't waste $1,000. I gave you a lot of value. I appreciate your questions. I appreciate your time. Thank you for being active. Everything else you guys want to ask, keep till the next stream. You can always ask questions on my Instagram account, on my TikTok. The Russian-speaking clients can ask me the questions on other platforms where I speak Russian. So come to the streams, ask questions. I always appreciate it. I'm Stanislav Shamaev, a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.